How big, bold tech money is going to shape Toronto real estate in the coming years. Stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property TV. I promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property TV. So glad you could join us here. This will be the first time we're doing a part 2 of a video, as this will be a continuation of the massive tech invasion Toronto is currently going through. In case you missed last week's episode, which talked about which company is coming here, make sure you head check that out. I'll leave a link to the description below. You'll be blown away by the major money that's coming with these tech companies, and they're literally dropping tons of money. It's like making it rain. In this week's episode of Prime Property, I'm going to go over exactly how this money is going to impact the market. There's over $1 billion, that's billion with a B, that's going to be invested in Toronto over the next few years from companies such as Microsoft, Uber, Shopify, Intel, University of Toronto, the Ontario's Teacher Pension Plan, and eventually Google. Also, fingers crossed that Amazon is apparently still thinking about Toronto to put their headquarters to. And all of these major tech companies are here to hire artificial intelligence time, and they're going to be investing heavily into their Canadian offices in order to do that. This is going to result in a lot of tech money, specifically a lot of high-paying tech monies that start in the 6 figures. 6 figures is just entry. This is going to make owning downtown Toronto a cinch for these employees, even if the stress tests and regulations qualifying for a mortgage will be a breeze for these guys. What do you think is going to happen when a few thousand 6-figure earners want to all walk to their respective offices in downtown? Downtown Toronto condo prices is going to go up for sure. But let's back up a little bit and look at the fundamentals of Toronto again. The latest census shows that the GTA gets about 75,000 net immigration and 105,000 people coming into the Golden Horseshoe. That's a lot of immigration, especially when you bank it up against other countries. We're 18th globally, but we're number 1 in North America. Just have a look over here. Next, let's look at our employment growth. This is always critical for a growing city. This year, we had 168% growth in jobs. And imagine what's going to happen when all these tech companies finish their offices here. I would not be surprised if we get much more growth. That's 2, okay? Then let's look at the vacancy rates. GTA is at an all-time low. Almost all units across the board are hovering around 1%. That's 1 unit for every 100 that's available that is not taken. Just let that sink in for a sec. It's insane. The vacancy rate is happening as GTA rents are skyrocketing, 11% from last year. The average is 3 to 4%, and that's healthy, but the GTA is at 11. Toronto is at 13.5%. That's more than 4 times the average. That's another plus. That's 3 right there. So Toronto checks all 3 boxes for growth so far. Now you may be thinking, well, that's fine. We're building so many condos in the core. There's plenty of supply coming in the next few years. Wrong. According to CMHC, there are only 71,000 properties under construction, all of GTA right now, all of it. 80% of that, or 57,000, are condos. With a net immigration of approximately 75,000 coming to GTA, do you think that's enough homes? Don't forget, condos take 4 or 7 years, up to 7 years to build. And that 71,000 number has many projects that are years from being ready. Just have a look at the infographic over here. We're going to have a supply, oh, you know what? Excuse me. I mean, our supply issue is going to continue and get worse. Let's connect the dots. We have a growing net immigration of 75,000 coming to GTA. We have barely enough homes for all these immigrants coming in. Some of the world's largest tech companies are coming here, creating 6-figure massive income employees over the next 3 to 5 years. Furthermore, increasing our job boom. On top of that, we have the lowest vacancy rates, and rents are up 11% on average from last year in all of GTA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's face it, we have a supply issue, and unless the supply issue is addressed, prices for rentals and ownership is not going to be coming down anytime soon. When your entry-level artificial intelligence job is over 6 figures, where do you think prices will be in the next 3 to 5 years when they make Toronto their permanent home? Just think about that. The writing's all over the wall, and whether you decide to take advantage of this is totally up to you. If you're ready to profit from Toronto's economic boom right now, that's happening at this very moment, you can contact me. I'll leave my contacts right here. Thank you guys for watching. If you learned something in this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you like the content on the channel, subscribe to the PPTV channel right here. If you have a comment section, you can leave them in the comment section below, or I'll leave my contacts here. Until next time, guys, happy real estating. Spotify.